Welcome to Life Coaching for Dance Studio Owners. Each week, we talk money, mindset, and self-care to help you live a more peaceful life and lead a more profitable business. Let's get started. Hey, studio owners. I hope you're doing well this week. Today, I want to talk about the stages of business ownership. And the reason why I think this is important is because I liken it to going on a journey, traveling somewhere. And when you do that, you usually nowadays we're using GPS on our phones, but there's a time where people use a map, and there was even a time when we used printed maps from the internet, if you remember that, my millennial friends out there. So I wanted to talk about this because when you go to travel somewhere, you're on a journey somewhere, you need to know where you are on that map before you can go to your destination, because you don't know if it's just around the corner or a 2,100-mile trip. You just don't know. And I find that that's the problem or challenge that so many of us find as business owners. We don't actually know where we are. And when we're in that place, it makes it hard to figure out what's the next step. We know all the things that need to be done, but how do we prioritize that work? We know that what's going on in our business may be challenging, but do we know if it's to be expected? Are there already caution signs on that road up ahead? And we just don't know. And so I created this framework. It's called the stages of business ownership, and I want to talk about it. And then I invite you to head over to my website, gingerhaithcox.com, and you can take the quiz to figure out what stage you're in. And you'll then be able to get the full resource PDF, download it, and see kind of how do you know what's next for you, what you're working on, where you've been, and kind of be a guide to show you what's next for you in your business and what's normal as well. So I want to start off with saying I have come up with 5 stages that I've identified through my own work, my own businesses, and also working with other business owners to kind of develop this. And so I want to share it. First of all, the 5 stages are solopreneur, coworker, team leader, director, and then finally visionary. So those are the 5. I'll go over them one more time. Solopreneur, coworker, team leader, director, and visionary. And in the solopreneur, that's the first stage. Your dreams have finally become a reality. You've got so much enthusiasm. You get excited. You are also doing all the things, right? Then after that, we've got the coworker, where now it's not just you. Maybe you've got volunteers or staff who are doing the work with you, delivering on your mission and your vision. They're doing these things, and you've got staff in places or volunteers in place, but there's still some frustrations, right? And maybe some of that enthusiasm has been dimming. And then we move on to the team leader phase. I love, love, love the team leader phase because you feel like you are on top of the world because you're like, now I have staff to do that, right? You actually have people to delegate to. And it's not just you and a volunteer, or you and, a person whose child also takes classes from you. In this stage, in the team leader stage, you've got staff, but the drawback is they still all report to you for everything. So in this stage, you'll also find you've got a steady stream of customers. You're not struggling just to survive in this stage. You've got things going on, things are running, and whether or not it's smooth one day or another, it's not that big of a deal. You are, a valid business. You've got a proof of concept at this point. Next, we move to the director stage of business ownership. Now it's clear who is in charge. You might even have some middle managers in that place, and you're doing your own professional development, and you're also developing those team members who are taking care of things for you. You definitely feel like you're in a better place in terms of where you are in your business. You've got your responsibilities and decisions being made by yourself and others now, not just you. And things start to um, evolve to the point where maybe you're not teaching as much, you're not at the front desk as much, you're not answering the phone as much, you may be stepping down from direct program delivery. Then the last stage is called the visionary. And in the visionary stage, this is the business running efficiently without you being present. Like, the business is not reliant on you anymore. You've got clear systems, you've got boundaries, you've got strategic planning, all those things are in place, and you are where you're in a place of truly the CEO of this business. And whether or not you have qualities in one stage or another, it's not good or bad, right? So if you have elements of team leader and director, um, it doesn't mean that, you're better or worse than someone who's a visionary. What it means is that that's the stage you're in. And you'll find too that sometimes what will happen, like, some people will buy a new studio, they'll purchase another business, or they'll close and start up again somewhere else. Sometimes what happens is we get scrappy and we start back again at solopreneur, and that's okay. I want to reinforce this, that no matter what stage you're in, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's important to remember that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. If you're a solopreneur, that is where you're supposed to be in this moment. You will move through these stages at your own pace. Not everyone is going to be on a perfect 3-year plan to get to the next stage, to get to the next stage. In fact, sometimes people will hit the visionary stage or director stage, and some major shift happens in your business. Something happens in your life, and you end up getting reset to a new stage. And so you have to be gentle on yourself when you consider where you're at and where you're going, to ensure that you don't make it a way to criticize yourself. So when you think about these different stages, it helps you to figure out where you are, and knowing where we are can really help give us perspective and understanding what's next. If you're a solopreneur, then you know that down the road, it's not sustainable to continue doing everything. You're going to need other people to help as you grow and scale your business. Likewise, if you're a coworker, you don't need to be a coworker with your staff. You need to be their supervisor, their leader. And so we use these stages to better understand them. What I want to do is invite you again, go to gingerhaithcox.com. On my website, you will see the resource to take the quiz, to get the download. You'll be able to see these different elements and apply suggestions about where you're at in your business, okay? If you have questions, hit me up. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram. You can send us an email. And I would just love for you to figure out where you're at today in your business. And if you're running multiple businesses, I'm running 3 businesses currently. Where are you in each business? Where are you? Where are you going? What are the things that you're going to tackle? And when you figure out what stage you're in and what's next, prioritize that and focus on it, right? We started this episode talking about, like, you have a list of all these things to do, but how do you prioritize work? You can prioritize work by looking at what is the most important thing to move your business forward. If you're not ready to scale, how do you prepare to scale? If you're not ready to delegate, how do you prepare to delegate? That's where we focus, that's where we grow. And over time, we will continue to rise through through each stage of business ownership. Take care, my friends. Hey there, it's Ginger. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Be sure to subscribe so that you never miss another episode, and leave us a review and a rating so that more people can listen and enjoy as well. Thank you so much.